All right, you guys. So happy Memorial Day weekend here in the States. And this weekend, we have a very special review on this 3-day weekend for all of us workers here in the United States. It is the Droideka, aka Destroyer droid from the Star Wars The Phantom Menace. And these boxes, guys, are very, very big. So let's go ahead and get into this review. You have your Star Wars Black Series logo at the top, of course, your figure in the window. We also got the window at the top. So when you display these guys, if you put a light at the top, it'll shine through and kind of lighting to your display with the figure in the box. So that's cool of the return at the top of the window. That's one of the things I noticed. Star Wars The Phantom Menace banner across the bottom, Droideka Destroyer droid, 4 and up, Hasbro logo. And then for the side portrait of your Droideka droid, you have, of course, the illustration of your Droideka in its battle position. Very nice, very cool. And then, of course, you also have the backdrop of the door on the starship for the Separatists, that first scene where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are penetrating the door. That is actually going to be our diorama for this review, guys. So very nice touch to that background there. And then, of course, you have the silhouette with the orange there, and again your Droideka Destroyer droid. So very, very nice illustration for your Droideka droid. And then, of course, for the back of the box, you have your Star Wars Black Series logo. Again, Droideka Destroyer droid. Your blurb for your figure, he is number 4 in the Star Wars The Phantom Menace line of figures, guys. And then, of course, all of your other readables at the bottom, Disney and Hasbro logo. Very, very cool stuff. And your blurb for your Droideka Destroyer droid reads, complete with twin blasters on their arms, Droidekas are destroyer droids designed with one goal in mind: annihilation. A Droideka can completely envelop itself in a globe of protective energy via its compact. All right, you guys, and we're back around to the front. And we're going to pop these guys out of the box, get a look at these guys and the design and the detail and articulation on these guys. And then, of course, as always, we're going to get our figures in a very, very cool diorama. So please do stay tuned. All right, you guys. So we have our figures out of the box, and out of the box, these guys are extremely impressive. I really do like these guys, and I am thinking that they are worth the $34.99 that I paid each for one of these. I don't know if I'm going to get more than just the 2. I think 2 is a fair amount for these guys. But I mean, of course, you can army build these guys and have about 4, 5, 6 of these guys just to fill out your Separatist army in the 6-inch line. If you want to do that, that would be extremely impressive. If I do get an opportunity to get maybe 4 more of these guys, maybe I'll pick them up at the $34.99 price, just because I just love the way that they look. Highly unfair nitpicks that I would have for this guy is, of course, the protective dome that these guys form once they're in this particular mode. Obviously, that was not provided to us. I don't know how they could have provided that. Obviously, I think that would be a very cool accessory if it was possible for them to add that. And then, of course, obviously, adding an accessory of that particular size. The box is already big as it is. So it definitely would have drove up the price point for these guys. Again, very, very extremely small and unfair nitpick for this particular droid. I am extremely happy with what they provided to us here. There's a lot of intricate details with these 2 guys, and we'll get a look at that actually right now. All right, guys, so getting you a closer look at the Droideka, aka Destroyer droid. A very, very nice figure. Again, you have a lot of intricate detail and parts on this guy. As you can see, you have a piston in the arms, in each arm there, which is cool. And the piston does move with the arm as well. So very, very nice detail there. But he is absolutely awesome. And then you have the burgundy metallic feature over the top, which is really nice job there. Looks really good, in my opinion. And then you have the legs. And then, of course, these flaps are also articulated in the back. They close and open. And then, of course, you have the red there in the eyes. And then in that third piece, I guess, the nose piece. So he's really nice. Very nice. You have the tubing coming out of the back, going into the center console. A lot of joints and moving parts. So some really nice detail on these guys. It is a very awesome figure. And again, $34.99 for an action figure is fairly expensive, but I can tell you, I'm not upset at that price point for this guy. I think it's pretty cool. All right, so for your articulation for this guy, and we're gonna really have to go through this methodically because again, there's a lot of joints here, and I'm not even sure if I know how to do everything on this guy, because I want to say the head should raise up a little bit more than what it is, but I haven't been able to figure out if it's capable of doing that. But we'll see. I don't believe it is because I've tried it, but I just feel like the head should be able to raise up a little bit more, but I could be wrong about that. But let's get started with the articulation. So in the arm area, you're gonna get a straight arm that goes out about that far, which is really nice. So you have the articulation in the wrist there. And you get that piston action as well right there. And then you have the elbow joint there. And you can raise the arm up about that high, but that's as far as you're going to be able to get because you have some of the wiring back here, the tubing back here, that kind of limits how high he can get his arm up. But let's say if he's shooting at an object that's on higher ground, he can most definitely get those guns at least that high. So that's pretty cool. So you also have shoulder joints there, guys. But because of the tubing and the way it pulls, kind of pulls those arms down. So it's kind of hard to get those arms to stay in that position. But you do have that shoulder joint right there. And of course the arm does go up and down as well. So you do have that movement, but the movement is somewhat limited, again, due to the wiring or the tubing that is connected to the figure, but you do have that slight motion and movement in the arms and shoulders. So of course, with the legs, you have a joint at what I would say would be what is the knee for this guy. And it extends out about that far. And then of course it folds all the way in about that far. Legs also move forward as well. They swing back and forth. You have that joint with the legs as well. And then of course for that leg in the back, it folds in about that far. Again, you have this piece that goes in about that far. So when it folds in, it goes in about that far. It's out, extends out about that far. So that's really nice as well. As I mentioned before, you have these two flaps on the side and they extend out and close in. Again, you have those flaps extend out and close in on either side. So that's cool as well. In the head area, he goes down about that far, which is really nice. Looks up about that far. And then the twist is in the front head area. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this section is connected by a joint right there. And the joint has a slight swivel that allows you to move the head from side to side. And it can move up a little bit and down a little bit. But it has a separate joint for the head. So really nice, very cool detail there with that joint for the separate top part of the head, but it's very, very delicate. I personally want to be as careful as possible with it, with the movement of it, because I can see that breaking off very easily. But it is a very cool detail and allows for some really, really nice articulation with your Droideka, aka Destroyer droid. Very, very nice articulation with this guy. Someone showed me a way to pose the Droideka in the rolling motion, and I want to give a shout out to SCY Arts, who posted a picture of the figure in this pose on my Facebook page. And from the picture, I was able to figure out how he was able to get it in this pose. So I want to give him a shout out for posting that pose, because I really had a hard time figuring out how you were able to get it in that pose, because the articulation in the torso area of the droid doesn't allow you to bend it over like you would think it does. So I'm going to show you guys how you can get it into this pose. So you have the figure here, kind of balled up as best as you can get it. And I think you guys can see how I have the legs inverted, or basically turned around facing the other direction, and folded the legs in, brought the head forward and down as far as you can get it, fold the arms in as far as you can get those. That back leg, you kind of curve it, and basically you got it in the ball motion or the rolling motion. So again, each leg allows you articulation to turn the leg in a certain direction. So that would be the normal direction for the leg if it was standing in the armed position. But again, you can twist it, turn it, and this is again for each leg, and then fold it in. And then for the back, just kind of keep it level with the head area, so you get that full circle. And again, it's the same with all the other legs. You're basically just turning them around from their normal pose. Turn it around, fold it all the way in. It goes in pretty far. Again, you do that for both legs, and that gives you your rolling ball pose for your Droideka. All right, guys, so there you have your rolling Droideka pose for your figure. Very, very cool figure. All right, you guys, and then to get you a size comparison of these guys compared to some of the other action figures in the line, you have your Obi-Wan Kenobi Padawan and your Qui-Gon Jedi Master. The R2-D2 is not the more size accurate. The newer version is actually the battle damage R2-D2, but I just wanted to put a droid in there, a couple of droids in there, just so you can just get a cool perspective of how big these guys are. They're about the same size of a regular action figure, as you can see with them standing right there next to Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon. But again, I just wanted to get you a size comparison of these guys and how they look standing next to your other action figures on your shelves, guys. So these guys are really, really big. Very, very nice size figures, guys. All right, you guys. So there you have your Droidekas, aka Destroyer droid figures are very cool figures. I do like them very much. I think they're absolutely awesome. It is a very expensive price point at $34.99 plus California tax. However, I think again they are absolutely awesome. Is it an army build? It can be. I think it is in my opinion, I think it is worth the $34.99 even though it is a little bit expensive. I could see myself buying 2 or 3 more of these, maybe even possibly 4 more. But I think you're fine with just two because I don't think we've ever seen more than two together at one time. But of course, everyone is free to arm build as they see fit. So very cool droids. I do like these guys a lot. And if I do get an opportunity to pick up a couple more of these guys, I might most definitely do that. There's no accessories with these guys, so there's no protective force field for these guys, which is obviously a very important part of their arsenal. But they are absolutely cool nonetheless. They look absolutely awesome on your shelf with all of your other separatist droids. As you can see, guys, so I think they're absolutely cool, very nice size figures, and nice weight to them, nice articulation with these figures, guys. So let me know what your thoughts are in regards to the Droidekas, aka Destroyer droids. Have you picked these guys up? Are you going to army build these guys? And do you think they're worth the price point of $34.99, guys? Let me know. Put those comments down below, guys. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost. May the Force be with you always.